The era of commercial space travel has begun, and the time has come for people all over the world to go to space. As more and more space travelers will be venturing out into space, training for using the toilet in space will become important, and it will be necessary to become accustomed to using it on a regular basis. In Japan, there is a simple toilet called Benking for disaster use. ASTRAX is developing the space Benking together with a company that develops and sells the Benking in order to enable space travelers and commercial astronauts to use more comfortable toilets during spaceflight. In this paper, we present the latest development status of the space Benking and the progress of the plan. 1. Introduction. ASTRAX is constantly challenging how to explore space with the power of the private sector, using commercially available consumer products without incurring costs. A prototype was built based on the results of a conceptual design study of a space toilet, space Benking, summarized in Section 4 of the paper presented at the International Astronautical Congress held in Paris in 2022. See Paper 56. This time, however, it is intended for use on the ground. In this paper, we summarize the process of improvement from Benking to space Benking. Section 2 describes the policy of improvement that needs to be added to Benking, and Section 3 summarizes the status of the actual prototype. 2. Improvement policy to make Benking into a space Benking. The main body of the Benking shall be modified to add a urine hose, urine cup, urine tank, or plastic bottle, portable washlet, sterile wet wipes for cleaning, fixing belt, deodorizer, and sound deadening function. The contents of each of these additions are described below. 2.1. Main body of Benking. The main body of the Benking will not be modified and will remain in use. 2.2. Hose, cup, and tank for urine. A urine hose and cup are connected to the Benking. Use an emergency portable toilet made by Miyasan Madoka. 2.3. Portable washlet. Washlets are common in Japan, but they are not yet common in the world, or of course in space. This function is important from a hygienic point of view, so we would like to add the function of a bidet, but since developing a bidet for space use would be too expensive, we will use a non-electrical handheld bidet. 2.4. Deodorizer. To maintain the environment and prevent the spread of odors, deodorizing fans should be provided. Deodorizing purifiers made by Toto Shasha are used. 2.5. Sound deadening function. To maintain privacy and relaxation, a sound deadening function was added. A toilet onomatopoeia device, muffler, flushing sound generator, manufactured by Zhenghua was used. 2.6. Fixation belt. To prevent the body from floating in zero gravity, a fixation belt should be provided. 2.7. Privacy curtain. To ensure privacy, privacy curtains should be provided. 3. Trial production results of space Benking. 3.1. The space Benking main body. The main body of the space Benking was used as Benking is, with no particular modifications. 3.2. Hose, cup, and tank for urine of the space Benking. A commercially available emergency urine cup was connected to the space Benking. The urine was allowed to accumulate in a 1-liter plastic bottle. 3.3. Portable washlet of the space Benking. A commercially available portable washlet can be attached to the space Benking for immediate use as needed. 3.4. Deodorizer of the space Benking. A commercially available deodorizer was installed inside the space Benking. 3.5. Sound deadening function. A commercially available sound deadener was attached to the outside of the space Benking. 3.6. Fixing belt. The plan was to use a fixing belt on the Benking for use in space, but since it was decided to use the toilet only on the ground for trial at this time, the fixing belt was not used. 3.7. Privacy curtain. A commercially available privacy curtain was supposed to be used to ensure privacy, but it was decided to be used in a private room, so the privacy curtain was not used this time. 4. Consideration. First, a conceptual design model of the space Benking was prototyped by combining the Benking, a simple toilet for disaster prevention, with various functions required for a space toilet that are easily available on the market. In order to be used in the actual space environment, it is necessary to pump urine and excrement, assuming zero gravity, but this model does not yet include such a function. This is because we believe it is first important that the general public, who may become space travelers, become familiar with the use of such a simple toilet. Of particular importance is the issue of privacy. In the limited space of the spacecraft, people have to do their business with other people around them, and they may be concerned not only about their appearance but also about sounds and smells. It is also important to become accustomed to the handy washlet, which is not usually used. In any case, the most difficult problem is how to use the toilet comfortably in an environment with people around. We believe it is important to focus on how to solve this problem first. Also, if, at this stage of improvement, it becomes possible to use a collection toilet without worrying about privacy, it will be possible to use it in times of disaster in a flexible manner. After becoming accustomed to using simple toilets at this stage, the next step is to make space toilets usable in the zero-gravity environment in space. This will be discussed in future research. 5. Conclusions. In this study, a prototype of a space toilet, space banking, was developed based on the reference paper, 56. Since it is still at the first prototype stage, it does not have functions for use in space, in zero-gravity environment, but we plan to gradually improve and develop it so that it can be used in space. As mentioned in Section 4, it is important not only to develop the space toilet itself, but also to familiarize the astronauts with the use of the toilet in the special environment of a commercial spacecraft, with little privacy. We plan to summarize this area in a future paper. ASTRAX will continue to take on the challenge of making space a comfortable place to live with the help of the private sector, using commercially available consumer products as much as possible and at as little cost as possible.